When we look at Latin America from the outside, we often think first about size, big maps, long distances, many countries. Here's a twist to reframe it. Canada's economy is roughly in the same ballpark as Brazil's, with about one-fifth of the population. Impressive, right? Hi, I'm Juan Sanchez, your host of Bridging Markets Canada, Latin America. Today is a numbers-only episode. No fluff, just a clear point at the figures that matter for market entry and real revenues. Let us start with output per person. Canada's output per person is about five times the Latin American average. It is a powerful number, and it explains why many teams say, great, send in Canada, Latin America can wait. Pause. That is one view, but numbers have layers. Latin America is not one market, it is a portfolio of markets. Brazil and Mexico are the usual suspects, each meaningful at a national scale. Then you have Colombia, Argentina, and Chile, a mid-sized trio that together add real weight. And the next year, Peru, Ecuador, Dominican Republic, Panama, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Costa Rica, where the right partners can create focused wins. Now let's view it from the population lens. Canada is about 41 million people. Latin America and the Caribbean together are about 625 million. There is a lot of diversity and a lot of demand. It also means there is room for high-end devices and for low-cost commodities. If you design your offer by payer type and clinical setting, you will find real pockets of growth. Step back and look at total size. The combined Latin American economy is roughly three times the size of Canada's. So the question is not Canada or Latin America. The question is how to sequence the two so you capture value per customer in Canada and volume in the right Latin American countries. Before we go further, I have the spending checkpoint. Canada spends about 245 billion US dollars on healthcare. Brazil spends about 275 billion, slightly more. Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, and Chile together spend about $332 billion dollars. There is serious scales. It tells us something simple. With the right partners and a clear entry strategy, the Latin American operation can rival or even exceed your Canadian business. So what do we do with these numbers? We translate them into decisions. Which three countries first, chosen by payer mix, price level, and distribution reality? What to sell in each, premium devices versus basic lines, direct sales versus distributor, hospital versus outpatient focus. How to prove it? A pilot that converts to a multi-site rollout, not a demonstration that ends with nice to have. There are some things to avoid. Treating the region as one market. It is not. Countries vary by payer rules and price corridors. Pilots without expansion criteria. If you do not define success measures and expansion rules up front, you have a demonstration, not a growth plan. Single channel bets. Putting everything on one partner or one hospital chain can stall momentum, create redundancy and clarity on who does what. This is where Curious Healthcare enters the picture. Our work is to help you navigate the complexity, choose the right partners, and design pilots that convert. We live in the details, payer rules, distribution terms, and training that sticks, so leaders can make clear decisions and move faster. If you are looking at expansion, send us a note info@curioushealth.com.co. We're happy to compare notes and outline a two-country plan so you can see the path and the trade-off before commit. If this was useful, please like, follow, and leave a comment. Your feedback helps shape future episodes. In the next episode, we'll talk about technology's adoption. What comes first, who pays, and who. If this was useful, please like, follow, and If this was useful, please like, follow, and leave a comment. If this was useful, please like, follow, and leave a comment. Your feedback helps shape future episodes. In the next episode, we will talk about technology adoption, what adopts first, who pays, and how to set expectations so pilots stick and scale. I'm Juan Sanchez. Thank you for listening.